First and 10 for Estes Park at the Bee Digger 45 with Brush leading 13-0 with 4:18 to go in the opening quarter. The Bobcats have looked very good on offense, but they have committed 2 turnovers. Robidart in motion. Hightower is going to get hit in the backfield. Reading that completely was Kyle Muir inside the 50 back to the 49-yard line and throwing Hightower for a 6-yard loss as Hightower was running left, but stayed in his lane and sacked the Estes Park quarterback.
You know, it was a pretty good fake as they tried to run that fly end around, but like you said, O'Muir just kept running from his defensive end position on the right side. He was full steam ahead, and it's like he was going to tackle Hightower whether he had the football or not.
Second down and 16 for the Bobcats at their own 49-yard line with 3:40 to go in the opening quarter. The Bee Diggers have a 58-yard pass from Shea Hansen on the option pass to C.J. Kukas and a 14-yard touchdown run from Connor Weiser. Robidart in motion to the right. Hightower with the option, rolling to his right, and he's hit from behind. The ball is loose, and it's still loose at the 49-yard line as he was stripped from behind, but I think the Bobcats might have fallen on it. As David Klein is pointing towards Estes Park's way, it would be no gain or a loss of maybe half a yard, but that caught Hightower by surprise.
It sure did. They tackled him from behind, and he wasn't used to that. He wasn't used to having that hole close up so fast.
So it's 3rd and 16 for Estes Park. I mean, they've got 11 players on the field, and I'm counting 10 on the sidelines. I mean, you just can't play a football game with only 21 players.
Especially 21 players that are that are that size. Because, after a while, you could be playing great football, but the beating is going to start wearing on you.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Klein is in motion to the left. Shotgun formation. Hightower, quick drop, throws it out to the left. Caught, but on a knee. Robidart is down right there at the 48-yard line. He loses one. If he catches that football and has his knee off the ground, he might have some yardage. But because his knee was on the ground, that's the case in amateur football. The play is dead.
It was so close, though. It was like he almost got his knee off the ground when he caught the football. It was just really simultaneous. So, it wouldn't have shocked me if they had let that play go.
Sam Keller-Twigg is back to punt at his own 37. He's only about 10 yards off the ball. There's the snap. Heavy pressure coming, and I believe it was partially blocked by Dylan French. The ball bounces at the 45 of Brush, inside the 45 to the 41. If French got a piece of the ball, it was just a finger, but it's certainly a very short punt, and it only went for 11 yards.
French went right through that line to get his hands up there in the way. And like you said, I don't know if it was blocked or tipped or not, but that pressure definitely has caused an extremely short punt.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Greg Mullen is there. Let Greg Mullen work with you to get the discounts you desire and the coverage you need. State Farm agent Greg Mullen. This is only the 4th offensive play for the Bee Diggers, and they lead 13-0. First and 10 at their own 41-yard line. Trips to the right. The lone setback is Weiser. Rolling to his right is Garcia. Looking to throw. Getting a block. Throwing on the run. The pass is thrown behind the intended receiver. And it is intercepted, I believe. No, the ball hit the ground at the 42-yard line. Caleb Hightower nearly picked it off. And quite frankly, that was an awful pass because the receiver was open underneath. But Garcia threw it nowhere near. And I think it might have been Hansen, but not sure there.
It's so far behind him, who knows where was that? Brush got a break there with that official saying that the ball hit the ground before Hightower had a chance to catch it. Estes Park's coming out in a 5-2 defense and not really varying from that. They had their strong safety out there covering the slot when Brush was in that 400 formation. Now they're back into a 4-4.
Second down and 10 for the 41. There's the pitch right, and it lands, and it's picked up on a hop by Morrow along the right sideline of the 45 to the 50. Cuts it back inside and still fighting his way for first down yardage unless he got out of bounds, which he did at the 49, a gain of 8. But what a great play by Tanner Morrow as that ball was pitched a little bit wide to his right, but it took a Sunday hop, and he was able to move forward with that football.
It bounced right up into his lap. The ball bounced about waist high, so he didn't. It's not like he really had to make that big of a play to catch it. It was definitely a lucky hop. But what wasn't lucky was the great job of turning the afterburners on and running up that sideline.
Third down and 2 for the Bee Diggers at their own 49-yard line, leading 13-0 with 1:34 to go in the first quarter. The backs are split. Garcia will send Lynch in motion to the right. And Garcia's back to throw, looking, throws to his left, pass caught by Hansen at the 46, breaks a tackle along the sideline to the 30, back to the 25. He slips out of another tackle, then he's down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. A gain of 34 and a Beet Digger first down.
Just a wonderful catch there by Hansen. It was one of those things where all you had to do was make the catch and fall down. It was going to be a first down. But after he caught the football, he turned it on and had a huge stiff arm on that cornerback and put him right in the ground and led to that extra 20 yards.
Well, let's see. The Beet Diggers can score another touchdown before the end of the quarter, which has a minute 20 to go. They're already up 13-0, first and 10 for the Estes Park 17. The backs are split. Weiser and Tanner Morrow. Receivers out to the left and right. Hansen and Kukas. There's the handoff right up the guts of Weiser to the 10, to the 5. He runs into a Bobcat, and he's down at around the 2. Caleb Hightower makes the tackle, but it's a gain of 15. First and goal for the Diggers.
Estes Park doesn't want anything to do with that trap as Brush ran that fake 36. They handed that 30 trap up the middle, and they were in a 600 formation. Just the offensive line's doing a number on their tackles.
First and goal for the Beet Diggers at the 3-yard line. Same formation. Weiser and Morrow are split. Garcia under center. And he will hand it off to Weiser running right, and he runs into the end zone untouched. And the Beet Diggers lead 19-0.
That was a 46 where they lined up in a red formation where our halfback's on the right side, our fullback's right there in the middle, and all the linemen, they all blocked down, and then Morrow ran out there and kicked that defensive end out, and Weiser just did a good job of reading those blocks and running it right off tackle.
After having the extra point blocked following the second touchdown, the Beet Diggers will go for 2. The Beet Diggers already have as many points, or almost as many points, as they had last week in a 22-15 victory over Weld Central. 2-point conversion. In motion to the right is Lynch. Garcia back to throw. Lofts it out to his left. Boy, he threw a terrible pass. Well overthrown and on a line to Connor Weiser. Got to finesse that ball out there. And the 2-point conversion is no good. 46 seconds to go in the opening quarter. The Beet Diggers are dominating, leading Estes Park 19-0 on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.